Did you know that sick leave and leave time to care for your child has been extended? No? Well, stay tuned. Hi, entrepreneurs. I'm Vicky Brown, and you're in the right place if you want to engage your team, boost your business, and grow your leadership muscle. Today, we're going to focus on the Families First Coronavirus Response Act. Congress recently passed the Families First Act, which is effective April 1, 2020 through December 31, 2020, to help workers impacted by COVID-19, either by illness or taking care of displaced children. There are two pieces to the legislation: expanded paid sick leave and expanded family medical leave. The expanded sick leave provision applies to all employers with 500 or fewer employees. You must provide 2 weeks or up to 80 hours of paid sick leave. The benefit is available to all employees no matter their length of service. The benefit is paid at the rate of 100% of their wages, up to a maximum of $511 per day or $5,110 in the aggregate 2-week period. Employees are eligible for the benefit if they're unable to work because they're quarantined pursuant to a federal, state, or local government order or the advice of a healthcare provider, or they're experiencing COVID-19 symptoms and seeking a medical diagnosis. The second section of the expanded sick leave provision allows for 66% of the employee's wages up to a maximum of $200 per day or $2,000 in the aggregate. Again, this provision applies to all employers with 500 or fewer employees. You must provide 2 weeks or up to 80 hours of paid sick leave, and the benefit is available to all employees no matter their length of service. However, unlike the 100% sick leave benefit, employees are eligible for this benefit if they need to care for an individual subject to quarantine or to care for a child under 18 years of age whose school or child care provider is closed or unavailable for reasons related to COVID-19, or also if they're experiencing a substantially similar condition. If the employee uses this leave to care for a displaced child, then this leave becomes coordinated with the new expanded family leave provisions. The expanded Family Medical Leave Act provisions apply to all employers with 500 or fewer employees and provides 10 weeks at 66% pay. Now, this is in addition to the 2 weeks expanded 66% pay sick leave. To be eligible, the employee must have worked at least 30 calendar days and must be unable to work due to a need for leave to care for a child whose school or child care provider is closed or unavailable, again related to reasons around COVID-19. Other requirements of the Families First Act include posting requirements. Each employer must post in a conspicuous place on its premises. We also recommend that you email this poster to all remote workers, which would cover most of your workplace at this time. Small businesses with fewer than 50 employees may qualify for an exemption from the requirement to provide leave due to school closings or childcare unavailability, if the leave requirements would jeopardize the viability of the business as an ongoing concern. You should really check with your legal counsel around a possible exemption. Where leave is foreseeable, an employee should provide notice of leave to their employer as soon as they can. After the first workday of paid sick leave, the employer actually can require employees to follow reasonable notice procedures in order to continue receiving the paid sick leave time. Under the Families First Act, an employee qualifies for paid sick time if the employee is unable to work or unable to telework due to a qualifying reason. Part-time employees are eligible for leave for the number of hours that the employee is normally scheduled to work over the period. Covered employers qualify for dollar reimbursement through tax credits for all applicable wages paid under the Act. Qualifying wages are those paid to an employee who takes leave under the Act for a qualifying reason, up to the appropriate per diem and aggregate payment caps. Applicable tax credits also extend to amounts paid or incurred to maintain health insurance coverage. Additional information can be found on the Department of Treasury's website. Employers may not discharge, discipline, or otherwise discriminate against any employee who takes paid sick leave under the Act and might file for a complaint. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe and share. And remember, your inspired leadership is the secret sauce to having a high-performance team and a wildly successful business that you'll love. See you next time on Leader's Journey.